ॐ स्थापकाय च धर्मस्य सर्वधर्मस्वरूपिणे अवतारवरिष्ठाय रामकृष्णाय ते नमः। यथाग्नेर्दाहिका शक्तिः रामकृष्णे स्थिता हि या सर्वविद्यास्वरूपां तां शारदां प्रणमाम्यहम्। नमः श्रीयतिराजाय विवेकानन्दसूरये सच्चित्सुखस्वरूपाय स्वामिने तापहारिणे। Namaste to you all. We have been discussing the differences between the Eastern culture and the Western culture. Presently we are contemplating on the time factor, how the time is conceived by the Westerners and the Eastern people. And coming to the Indian view of time as the cyclic and Western linear, a small portion of the circle, vast unimaginable dimension of cycle. When you take a small part, a arch on the circumference, it looks straight, perfectly straight, as if we are passing through minutes and seconds, maximum a century or two. It looks linear. But the world cycle moves, cosmic cycle moves through millions and millions of years. Here we see, when we have come into the almost all details in Hinduism we have discussed. Of course, generally the Eastern also we have discussed, and especially Indian, because it enters into the minutest thing which is beyond our imaginations. It is unimaginable dimensions. Last classes we saw how the fractions, micro and nanoseconds are being conceived in the Vedic times. Means you can imagine what would be the depth in which they went, and what is the limitless deep and expansive understanding of which is beyond human. Normal human can conceive it so easily to that depths, because they went on realizing, not speculating and probably formulating into a theory or this. No, straight away they see and present. The stars, movements of the planet, stars, everything is not conceived and proved. It is revealed and it is noted. So there is vast difference. So especially I took the Indian way of time and all these details. Now before we end that chapter on the time, I want to just mention the historicity. When we come to the historicity, the Indian or the Hindu way of thinking is entirely different from the rest of the world, I can say, because a conscious or unconscious understanding and thinking is there in mind of every Hindu, that time is passing, everything is ephemeral. What is eternal? And when we take up the spiritual life, whole Indian Hindu concepts all are dependent on nature and divine. Two things are brought together. And when we enter into the depths with these two factors, the whole picture changes. We begin with the Nitya Vastu Viveka. What is Nitya and what is permanent, what is impermanent? Go on differentiating. Oh, doesn't matter. These are all passing things. Tomorrow it is not there. Why worry? So small mistakes happen, this happen, that happen. This is one thing that in Indian or the Hindu way of thinking, the way search for the eternity, search for the thing which is unchanging through the constantly changing flux of the universe. There is something in understanding because I am seeing changes. Changes cannot be seen without a background of unchanging. If two trains are running at the same speed, you will see the smallest difference in them, it becomes fast or slow. But if they are going in opposite direction, you can see just in fractions of a second, very high speed things as if they are going. When we see the change, there is something which is unchanging within. That this search ultimately led to two things, that is, one inward journey and one outward journey. The time concept was entirely different way of thinking. Oh, time is passing. Our life is going. The most care thing was precious life. I have come with empty hands to this world, and I have not come. I have been brought here. For what purpose? Is there a purpose at all for having brought? In this universe, there is nothing that is purposeless. Then if I have been brought here, with what purpose did the nature bring me? What for? That search was always there from the ancient sages, very ancient times, even pre-Vedic periods onwards. Vedic period we call when the fullness of knowledge is presented, of the absolute, of the Atman and the Brahman. In the Upanishads we see, before that how many decades or the centuries or millions of years must have passed in that struggle to know the exact what it is. So Indian way, the first thing is everything is going on cyclic way. Day comes, day ends, night comes, night ends, cycling. Now sun has set. Yes, set. Doesn't matter what is there. It's going to rise again. Again sunset will be there tomorrow evening. It's a cycle. Don't bother. Seasons come and go. Years come and go. All things are moving in a cyclic order. Festivals, birthdays come and go. So historicity was not given much importance, nor the historicity came in the consciousness or awareness of Indians. I must write down the name. None of the Upanishads or anywhere you will see who has written this, when it is not there at all. Later in the Bhakti school period, some have noted their names in the songs and here and there. But as we see, nobody has mentioned from the earlier times who has done, who is writing this, who is presented this knowledge, nothing. The historicity understanding was not there. This is one of the causes. The second cause was the impermanence and uncertainty they saw everywhere. Whatever is there, impermanent. I acquire so many things, they perish, they go away. Wealth runs away. Property goes off. How many times, how many civilizations have appeared and disappeared forever, never to be seen again. And perhaps human existence itself must have been wiped away without a trace many a times in this universe. But you see that impermanence of everything and uncertainty. What is going to happen tomorrow is unknown. This is what to keep the mind on historicity when nature is, every event, every moment, the nature is erasing. Every event, every moment she is erasing every event that is passing on, not to be seen again. What historicity will maintain. So that was one of the another reasons. The third reason why we did not bother was most man are always caught by in the clutches of nature, which is constantly imposing him the pains and pleasures. Little pleasure is there, lot of suffering behind. Of course, though it is equal, but the intensity and with which he experiences joys and sorrows are different. Sorrows becomes very painful and long lasting, as if the same hours of enjoyment passes away like fraction of a second. Life going in joy will never be traced. In going in suffering is always surge. So why there is suffering? Why some people are joyful one way? This question constantly was bothering. We want to escape from these clutches of nature, which is constantly imposing our. We are bound. We are in the prison house of nature. How can we emerge out of it? Was the whole struggle. And when the pain is there, suffering is there, when they see everything is going on in a different way, what historicity will they maintain? He had so much of pain, this, that, and all. So that these things, it has come in the blood of mankind, and here especially when we come to Indian context, we see it is a constant search not to avoid suffering, but to transcend the suffering and go beyond. Because search, they understood what it means. But the thing is, it did not end with that. And the thing is, what to hold on to transcend. Something I am inside the well, how can I emerge out? What should I hold? Where is my hold? The unchanging. So I want something unchanging to hold on to that is changing. Slowly, when the suffering came, the thought was, whole thing was, how to emerge out of this suffering? What can I hold? Where is my support? Where is my shelter? That struggle was going on. Slowly it opens into the presence of divine. Something is there which can give me support, which can help me. I am in the waters. Somebody is somewhere. That trying to hold on to that. When the materialism part comes into picture, the materialism is such a thing which destroys, first thing is which destroys the peace within man. And it begins with the destruction of, then slowly the evil enters, harassment of others, exploitations, adultery, all the snatching away, looting, all these evils come into the picture. And the great and good things, love, compassion, sacrifice for others, love, serving with love, all these start declining. This is effects of materialism which we are practically experiencing today. All these disappear. And Now, why dig the past? Why dig the past? The question, why dig the past? You must dig the secrets of nature. Find out the way by which you can transcend and go beyond. How can I transcend? Dig into the past, nothing you'll get. Dig into nature, dig into divine, dig into yourself. Go to the depth where you are every day going and feeling refreshed and come back in sleep. Try to do that. So the whole struggle was to see how can we transcend this nature, and always the advice from the elder, don't waste your time. Don't waste your energy in external world, manipulating the things, searching for the resources and powers and trying to utilize. They all will go away. That made man not to enter into the historicity much, but to evolve the evolutionary process. And these things are ephemeral things. Allow that to just, it is transitory things of the life, and life itself is ephemeral. Living for few days is our life. Nature has given the body. Why? Nature is not, there is nothing purposeless. If nature has given me this body, there must be purpose. So this purposefulness, what we call sarthakata, fulfillment, that is what we call paripurnata. These were conceiving mind, was catching mind more than the things, external things, transcend beyond the external visible world. What is there? Try to hold. What is within, beyond the bodily existence? Try to hold. The sages also did not come out successfully so easily. How many whole life they have sacrificed to search for the hold and to emerge out. Then the questions come. Who am I? Where have I come? What is this nature in which I have come? What is this universe in which I have come? What is birth? What is death? I see people living and dying away. Where do I go in sleep? What happens in sleep? Why I forget this body and world when I am asleep? All these questions come up. So what is beyond? What is beyond? What is beyond my body? What is beyond this world? Search for the beyond. The outward journey takes to the objective ultimate and subjective ultimate, the Atman and Brahman. And this is when they search and find out, Satchidananda Sagara, you are the ocean of bliss, peace, love, absolute. The beyond is the eternal, unchanging reality. And you are that. When man knows he is immortal, this is the Vedic knowledge that has been coming down to us. And the unchanging eternal reality is what the Hindus call the God impersonal, the unchanging eternal reality, in which the universes appear and disappear, millions and millions of universes. And all things, any number of universes come and go, or everything only manifestation of that absolute. It is manifestation. It is unmanifest, absolute existence, nirguna nirakara. Saguna Sakara. The whole of rest, we are all, our bodily existence, our mind, everything is a part of manifestation of the divine, the absolute. So here comes the personal aspect of God. Now you see, when the slowly understanding of the eternal existence, when eternal existence comes, the passing events of life, what historicity can they maintain? In the infinite time, eternal time, infinite existence, with small pebbles. When did this come into picture? What happened? Where is the story? So that awareness was totally blocked, and we see the Indians do, for the academic purposes, study and accept this historical way. Now, the whole thing reduces to 3 types of understanding of the history. And one is, first thing is, whatever we see in Hinduism, the knowledge, the supreme knowledge, whatever philosophically or through realization or anything what is given, it is eternity. The knowledge is eternal. Just like any other science, Newton discovered gravity. Before that also gravity existed. It is eternal. As long as, since the universe came into existence, and as long as it is going to be there, gravity is going to be there. With Newton it did not begin. Nor the magnetism began with the Davis. No, they were just discoverers. Like that, spiritual truths were discovered by the sages. And the knowledge is eternal. I am spirit, is going to exist, and that is the basis of existence of all that exists. The spirit, spiritual existence, the divine. So these are considered, all things are considered as eternal. Whatever the play, because the whole is the projection of the eternal. When eternal is presenting itself in these forms, in various forms, it is all belonging to eternal. The universe is eternal, but it, just like we are eternal, we sleep and wake out. Universe also dissolves and appears. It is going in a cyclic form. Now, water cycle. Water becoming cloud, cloud becoming rain, rain flowing, again cloud cycle. Water is eternal. It is passing through cycle. The universe is eternal. It is passing through cycles. So this cyclic movement, when it came to the scriptures and all this knowledge, we had our own understanding. Vedas are eternal. Puranas become unknown, remote past. Agamas, Shaiva Agama, Shakta, Vaishnava Agama, with which we do rituals, this, that, our Shodasha Samskaras, all this is a part of our Agamas. The Agamas, just thousands of years back. Vedic is eternal, and Puranas, unknown, remote past. When we come to the Agamas, just a few thousand years back, because it's post-Vedic period, slowly Agamas came into picture. And then Smritis, laws governing human life and social order. And that constantly, Smritis are changing according to laws of social laws and individual laws are changing according to changing times. Once upon a time, Muni Smriti was there. How many 18 Smritis came and went? Now government has taken over with the laws governing the human life and the society. It's changing. So how the understanding, you see, but it is eternal. Everything is eternal. This eternal is, we call ahistoric. A-H, ahistoric, one word, ahistoric, ahistoric. Ahistoric means it doesn't come into the picture, it's eternal. Always it is going to be there. Then what is written down by a witness? The witness is participating, is experiencing and writing down of the past or present going on is called history. Prehistory is what is purely speculative. It must have happened like that. There is reasoning and logic behind, but truth is we do not know. It's a speculation, prehistoric. Historic is what is written down. Most of it is tallies with the reality we can see. Some views may change and all that. Reportings may be error. But with all that, there is some truth in it. And there is what is called proto-historic. The writing system slowly emerged in different places, in different way, through different languages and all that. It did not happen at a time. Some who are already started writing down and all languages have come into picture, but others are still back. They have not been able to write down, but they are existing and living nicely with no historicity because writing was not there. These people who could see the others have written down. They themselves have not written down. Observers belonging to other culture, other language, other way of living have seen and written down. It is called proto-historical. Proto-history is written by someone else standing in their foot, with their understanding, looking at and writing. It may not tally with. Now, Westerners have written Indian history. We wonder, how could they think like this? Because our way of thinking, our way of life, and everything is different. And there we see the difference. Oh, it is not like that. Whatever they've written is a fact, but the intention and everything is different. Then we see, oh, how much we can value it is the most difficult thing. Now, according to this proto-historic, all this came about 5,000 years back to present almost little. Bhagavad Gita, Puranas, this, that, Vedas. Vedas also began in some time. Right? Within 5,000, maximum they push it to 5,000 years. Everything as if has begun at a time, prehistoric. But our standing is, Puranas means we never think it is 3,000, 5,000, 10,000 years back. It has happened remote past when we were, nobody was there to witness like that way. But they put the date, this must have been the date in which Puranas were written. This concept, understanding, how they think like that. Because we hear the whole Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga and passing yugas, now in the Kali Yuga, millions and millions, trillions of years pass each cycle to pass through. And they are still here. So this proto and the ahistoric is eternal. Things are eternal. The whole, when we treat Hinduism, we immediately go back to our own. And as student, we do study. As students, we do study the history only for academic purposes. But when we study Hinduism, we keep it aside and go to the proto-historic also cannot give us. Prehistoric has no meaning at all for us. because we have our own way of thinking of the prehistory, because it is cyclic. The whole universe is going in a cyclic order. So prehistory, we need not worry. Protohistoric is, it has started like this, it is going on. That also is, we just understand what is their view, but we don't participate. We again go to the ahistoric way of eternal thinking and eternal understanding. So this is the whole of thing, how the time concept is affecting and how it is being practiced. And with this, we'll be ending this concept of time concept differences in between East and West. In the next class, we'll take up a new thing, anything concerned with the differences. So many things are there. But anyway, we'll have a clearer picture of everything as much as possible. So we will end today's class now. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu